Look at a map of the Red Sea. Right where Africa splits from the Arabian Peninsula, there is a narrow strip of water called the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. This vital artery connects Asia to Europe, serving as the jugular of global shipping. But today, it has become something else entirely, the most ruthless testing ground for modern naval doctrine on the planet. Here, the United States Navy is facing a tactical trap they simply cannot blast their way out of using their most powerful weapons. On one side of the battlefield, you have the Houthi forces, backed by Iran, holding the global maritime economy hostage. The crazy part? They don't have a real navy. They don't have multi-million-dollar fighter jets or massive early warning radar networks. Their arsenal reads like a shopping list from a hardware store. Suicide drones reverse-engineered from Iranian Shahed designs, small motorcycle engines, commercial off-the-shelf GPS modules, and cheap fiberglass shells. They are churning out homemade anti-ship ballistic missiles and explosive-laden drones that loiter sluggishly in the sky. The total manufacturing cost? Roughly $20,000 to $50,000 a pop. And somehow, these machines, which look like they were bolted together in a garage, are exerting immense strategic pressure on the most powerful fleet in the world. On the other side of the equation, guarding the skies over the Red Sea, are the absolute marvels of American naval engineering, the Arleigh Burke-class destroyers. Armed with the state-of-the-art Aegis combat system, these ships work flawlessly. They detect, they track, and they intercept nearly 100% of incoming threats. But that tactical perfection is hiding a strategic disaster. To swat down these plastic flying motorcycles, U.S. Navy commanders are forced to push the button on SM-2 interceptors that cost over $2 million each. Or worse, SM-6 missiles carrying a staggering $4 million price tag. The United States is winning every single mid-air kinetic engagement, but they are getting slaughtered on the spreadsheet. The enemy isn't trying to punch through the armor of American destroyers with superior firepower. They are employing a much more insidious strategy. They are bleeding the Treasury and draining the U.S. Navy's magazine depth. An Arleigh Burke only has 96 vertical launch system, VLS, cells. It doesn't matter how accurate your missiles are. When cell number 96 is empty, your $2 billion warship becomes a giant sitting duck and is forced to fall back to port to reload. The Houthis and Iran are literally weaponizing cheapness. In a war of attrition, you cannot survive when the bullet you fire costs 100 times more than the target it destroys. Realizing that this economic trap would eventually suffocate the fleet, the Pentagon understood they couldn't solve a 21st century math problem with traditional interceptors. The only way to flip the board was to completely redefine the concept of ammunition. Enter the realms of optical engineering and electromagnetic physics. The U.S. Navy has accelerated the integration of directed energy weapons, DEWs, onto its warships. Specifically, the Helios, high-energy laser with integrated optical dazzler and surveillance system, and high-power microwave, HPM emitters. Instead of using an expensive rocket motor to push a warhead into the sky, Helios relies on a highly concentrated, invisible beam of light. Traveling at the speed of light, it silently burns right through the fiberglass shell and detonates the drone's payload in a matter of seconds. Meanwhile, microwave weapons act like an invisible wall of energy, sweeping across the sky to instantly fry the cheap commercial electronics inside the drones, dropping them into the ocean like swatting flies. But what makes this system truly revolutionary isn't its physical destructive power. It's the economic equation it creates. Unlike an SM-6 missile that takes millions of dollars and months to build, a laser's magazine never runs dry as long as the destroyer's gas turbines are spinning. The cost to pull the trigger on a laser and incinerate a Houthi drone? Somewhere between $1 and $10, essentially just the cost of the diesel fuel required to run the ship's generators. Magazine depth suddenly becomes infinite. The war in the Red Sea is rewriting the absolute truth of modern naval combat. When the enemy weaponizes cheapness, you cannot respond with luxury. You have to weaponize the laws of physics. By replacing high explosives with light and electromagnetic waves, American warships are turning the enemy's economic trap into an equation they can never win. As long as the generators keep humming, the skies stay locked down.